Next up, I'm going to show you how my team can iterate quickly using our CI/CD pipeline. So watch out, this is the most complicated bit because it involves several different moving parts. But I like to call it the ABCDE of CI/CD. ABCDE refers to the app being developed and tested locally, then built using continuous integration of my choice, then pushed automatically to my container registry, deployed automatically using Weave Flux, and deployed automatically to an environment of my choice, in this case Kubernetes. Something important to note here is that the application code goes to GitHub in source control in the first step, and the deployment configuration also goes to GitHub in the last step. So we're using GitHub as a source of truth, both for the source code itself and also the configuration of the application in production. And this is consistent with best practice. So the goal here is that I commit and push a piece of code, and that automatically goes through this entire pipeline and lands in production. Okay, so now let's put ourselves in the shoes, or should it be the socks, of one of our front-end team. Let's suppose the front-end developer just got this email from the demanding client saying that they learned that red buttons have a 30% higher conversion rate than blue buttons, and they urgently want their shop to be updated. Now, it would be really nice if the developer was able to change the color of the buttons on the socks shop without having to understand the details of Kubernetes. So let's go and pretend that we're the developer for a second. We can identify that there's a style.blue.css file that we can change. We can change this background color to red. I mean, I really did say I was a full stack developer. So let's try and what would it actually take to make that change happen? Well, let's not forget that we said earlier that our CI pipeline goes from an application developed locally into source control, into Travis, into Key, into Weave Flux, and then back into source control so that the version can be configured and rolled back if necessary, and then using Flux into Kubernetes. So let's see that in action. I'm the front-end developer. I just want to make a very simple change to the CSS. How hard can it be? Okay, that's my change. I'm changing the color of the button to red. And with one simple git push, the change from the front-end developer will go into GitHub. And if we go and look in Travis, we're already seeing that build happening. Okay, so now the build has finished. That means that that change has made it through to the Docker registry. And indeed, if I look at the Docker registry, I can see that that new image was pushed. Now, what happened in the background is that Flux running inside the cluster automatically updated the version of the image that was running from this one ending 66ED to 45D. So let's go and reload the sock shop. And we can see that the button's been updated to red. Good, that should improve our conversion rate. Great, we've achieved continuous delivery. Our front-end developer was able to push a change to GitHub and have it automatically deployed to production.